I never liked swamps. The smell, the insects, the heavy silence pressing down like damp wool. It always felt alive in a way that wasn't natural. But when my car broke down on the forgotten road and night came fast, the swamp was all around me. Headlights flickered once, then died. Darkness swallowed the trees. The only sound was the endless buzzing of unseen insects. That was when I saw it. A faint light across the black water. A house. It leaned crooked on stilts, wooden planks jutting out like broken teeth. The light came from a single window, yellow and sickly. My chest tightened with relief. Maybe someone could help. I followed a half-rotten boardwalk stretching across the swamp. Each step groaned, some planks breaking under my weight. Black water oozed through cracks. Things moved just beneath the surface, shapes long and pale. At last, I reached the house. The door sagged open with a moan. Inside smelled of mildew and something sharper, metallic. The walls dripped with moisture, wallpaper curled into strips. My flashlight beam caught jars on shelves, glass cloudy, filled with things that looked too much like eyes floating in brine. "Hello?" My voice cracked. The house sighed back. Then came the knock. From the window. Not on glass, but against it. A slow, wet tapping. I turned. Outside the window, half hidden by fog, a pale face pressed against the glass. Eyes milky, mouth gaping. Water poured from its lips, streaming down the pane. I staggered back. My flashlight slipped, beam swinging wildly. When I looked again, the face was gone. The floorboards above groaned, someone walking. "Hello?" I called again, weaker now. No answer. Only the slow sound of footsteps circling directly overhead. I climbed the stairs, each creak loud as a scream. At the landing, a hallway stretched too long, lined with doors swollen by damp. One door stood ajar. Inside, a child's room. Toys rotted, dolls staring with eyes filled by mold. The wallpaper peeled in patterns that looked like veins. A small bed sagged in the corner. The sheets shifted. I froze. Something moved under them, slow, breathing. The blanket slid aside. Not a child. A body, waterlogged, skin bloated and split. Its eyes snapped open, white and sightless, yet staring at me. It sat up. Water streamed from its mouth, splashing onto the floorboards. Knock. 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 Not from the window this time, from every wall at once. I ran. Down the hall, doors rattled. One slammed open. Inside, dozens of jars on shelves. Each jar held a face, mouths opening and closing soundlessly. Another room. Mirrors fogged, as though from hot breath. Shapes moved behind glass, though the room was empty. The knocking grew louder, faster, until it was everywhere, a chorus of wet fists against wood. I found another staircase, narrow and steep, leading down. The cellar. The air below was worse, thick, swamp sour. My flashlight shook. The cellar was flooded, water waist deep, black and reeking. Floating in it, chairs, dolls, bones, and faces. Dozens of them, bobbing just beneath the surface, eyes open, lips moving. One floated close, bumping against me, its lips pressed to my ear. "Stay." I screamed and shoved it away. The body sank without a ripple. The stairs behind me groaned, something coming down. I splashed deeper into the cellar, walls closing in. At the far end, another door, swollen with water. I pushed, wood tearing. Behind it, an old operating table, rusted restraints still bolted. Above it, hooks hung, swaying though no wind blew. And on the table lay a book, leather, black, swollen by damp. I opened it. The pages pulsed under my fingers, ink running like veins. Each page showed drawings, drowned people, their faces pressed against windows, their mouths knocking, words scrawled beneath in frantic hand. They do not leave. They wait. They knock until you open. Behind me, water splashed. Dozens of heads rose from the black surface, every face staring at me, all in unison. They whispered, "Open." I ran again, up through the cellar, water dragging at my legs. Behind me, the drowned followed, climbing walls like insects, jaws dripping. Back through the hall, past rattling doors. Dolls turned their heads as I passed, mirrors cracked, my own reflection screaming silently inside them. The stairs to the first floor yawned ahead. I bolted down, but the door was gone. Only wall. The house had sealed itself. Knocking surrounded me now, deafening. Floorboards shook, windows bulged inward, faces pressed against every surface, water streaming from their mouths. One hand punched through wall plaster, then another, then dozens. Pale, bloated arms reaching. I stumbled back into the living room, heart pounding. My flashlight beam caught something I hadn't seen before. Another door. Not wooden, iron. I grabbed the handle. It was warm. It opened. Beyond stretched the swamp again, but different. No stars above, only black sky pressing down. The swamp stretched forever, filled with thousands of houses, each glowing faintly from within. And in every window, pale faces pressed against glass. They all knocked in unison. Knock. 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 The house behind me groaned. I looked back once. In the upstairs window I saw myself, staring down. Mouth open, water spilling out. I woke in my car. Morning sun burned through windshield. The swamp lay quiet, still. My car started on the first try. I drove fast, not stopping until town rose behind me. I told myself it had been a dream. But when I reached home, water dripped steadily from my mouth onto the floor. And in the silence of my apartment, a slow, wet knock began against the window. Knock. Knock. Knock.